A sparse military office in a prisoner of war camp in rural England. Spring sunlight streams through barred windows. Maps of Europe cover the walls, marked with the Allied advance. Colonel Benjamin Harris, 48, a no-nonsense American officer with kind eyes, sits behind a desk reviewing papers. A knock at the door. Harris enter. Sergeant Mitchell, 35, a stocky quartermaster, enters carrying a clipboard. Mitchell, Colonel, sir. We've got a situation with the new German prisoners. Harris, not looking up. What kind of situation, Sergeant? Mitchell, they're refusing to eat, sir. Say the food is beneath them. Called it. Well, sir, they use some pretty colorful language about American cuisine. Harris finally looks up, removing his reading glasses. Harris, slight smile, let me guess. The generals? Mitchell, yes, sir. General Major Klaus von Reinhardt and General Lieutenant Friedrich Weber. They've been quite vocal about their opinions. Harris, leaning back. These are the officers captured at Wehrmacht? Mitchell, yes, sir. Wehrmacht High Command. They were part of the failed counteroffensive. Been here 3 days, and they've barely touched the food. Just push it around their plates and complain. Harris, what exactly are they saying? Mitchell, reading from notes. Pig slop. Food fit only for animals. Barbaric American cuisine. And my personal favorite. This is why Germany must win the war. To save the world from American cooking. Harris actually laughs. Harris, is that so? Well, Sergeant, I think it's time we had a conversation with our distinguished guests. Bring them to the mess hall in 30 minutes. And Mitchell. Mitchell, sir? Harris, make sure we have plenty of Spam. Mitchell, grinning. With pleasure, sir. Int. Pow Mess Hall Day. A large dining hall with long tables. British and American guards stand at attention. The room is clean but institutional, nothing fancy. Generalmajor Klaus von Reinhardt, 56, tall, aristocratic, impeccably groomed despite captivity, enters with General Lieutenant Friedrich Weber, 52, shorter, stockier, with a perpetual scowl. They're accompanied by guards. Colonel Harris stands waiting, hands clasped behind his back. Harris, gentlemen, please sit. Von Reinhardt and Weber exchange glances, then sit stiffly at the table. Harris remains standing. Harris, CONT'd, I understand you've been dissatisfied with the meals here. Von Reinhardt, in accented but perfect English, dripping with disdain, dissatisfied? Colonel, I have eaten field rations in the Ostfront that were more appetizing than what you Americans consider food. Your cuisine is an insult to the civilized world. Weber, in German accented English, it is Schweinfutter, pig feed. In Germany, even our prisoners eat better than this. Harris, calmly, is that so? Tell me, General von Reinhardt, what exactly is wrong with the food? Von Reinhardt, gesturing dismissively, everything. The bread tasteless. The coffee, like dirty water. And this can meat you serve. What do you call it? Harris, Spam. It's a Hormel product. Spiced ham. Von Reinhardt, laughing mockingly, Spam. Even the name is ridiculous. In Germany, we have proper sausages, schnitzels, sauerbraten. Real food, prepared by people who understand cuisine. Not this. American Frankenstein meat. Weber, nodding vigorously. It looks like it was made in a factory by people who have never seen real food. Probably scraped from the floor of a slaughterhouse. Harris's expression doesn't change, but there's a glint in his eye. Harris, interesting perspective, gentlemen. Tell me, when was the last time you ate sauerbraten? Real German cooking? Both generals fall silent for a moment. Von Reinhardt, defensive, before the collapse. Before your armies destroyed Germany's infrastructure. Harris, sitting down across from them. Let me tell you something about Spam, gentlemen. While your armies were starving in Stalingrad, while your people were rationing black bread and turnips, American soldiers were eating Spam. Russian soldiers, your enemies on the Eastern Front, they were eating Spam too. We sent them millions of cans. Weber, scoffing, this proves my point. It is peasant food. Food for the masses. Harris, leaning forward, no, General Weber. It's the food that won the war. The food that kept armies mobile, kept them fighting, kept them alive when supply lines were cut. You know what else? He pauses for effect. Harris, CONT'd, it's the food that's feeding the people of Germany right now. Berlin, Hamburg, Munich, American Spam is being distributed to prevent mass starvation. Civilians who haven't seen meat in months are grateful for it. Von Reinhardt's face flushes slightly. Von Reinhardt stiffly. We do not need American charity. Harris, it's not charity, General. It's humanity. Something your government forgot about. But I didn't bring you here to debate politics. I brought you here to settle this food issue. He signals to Sergeant Mitchell, who enters with 2 other soldiers carrying trays. Harris, Siontide, since you're so certain American food is beneath you, I'm proposing a challenge. You try our food. Really try it, properly prepared. And if you still think it's pig slop, I'll personally arrange for you to receive British military rations instead. Weber, suspicious. What is the catch? Harris, no catch. Just an honest attempt. But here's the thing. You have to actually taste it with an open mind. Not as prisoners bitter about losing the war, but as men who appreciate good food when they encounter it. Von Reinhardt, aristocratic pride showing. I have dined in Paris, Colonel. In Vienna. In Rome. I doubt very much that anything prepared here will change my opinion of American cuisine. Harris, slight smile. We'll see, General. We'll see. Mitchell and the soldiers set down several plates. The food is simple but well presented. Spam sliced and pan-fried until crispy, scrambled eggs, toasted bread, and fried potatoes. Mitchell to Harris, sir. As requested, spam prepared 3 different ways. Fried, as you see here. Diced and mixed with eggs on the second plate. And on the third, sliced thin and grilled, served on toasted bread with a touch of mustard. The general stared at the food with obvious distaste. Harris, completely serious. Von Reinhardt, you see, humor me, gentlemen. 1 bite of each preparation. If you can honestly tell me it's pig slop after that, I'll never serve it to you again. Weber looks at von Reinhardt, who shrugs with aristocratic disdain. Von Reinhardt, very well. If only to prove my point about American cooking. He picks up his fork with exaggerated reluctance, spears a piece of the fried spam. He examines it like it might poison him, then takes the smallest possible bite. His expression is prepared for disgust, but something changes. His chewing slows. His eyebrows rise slightly. Weber, watching, well, how terrible is it? Von Reinhardt chews thoroughly, swallows. There's a long pause. Von Reinhardt grudgingly. It is not entirely unpleasant. Harris, suppressing a smile. High praise indeed, General. Weber, to von Reinhardt. You're being diplomatic. It cannot be that good. Weber takes his own bite, prepared to validate his prejudice. He chews. His scowl deepens, but not in disgust. In confusion. Weber, Siontide. Bewildered, it has flavor. Actual flavor. The salt, the spice, the texture when fried is almost like von Reinhardt, finishing the thought, like Kassler, the smoked pork we have in Germany. Both generals stare at their plates in confusion. Harris watches, amused. Harris, try the second preparation. Spam diced with scrambled eggs. Now somewhat less reluctant, both generals try it. The reaction is even more pronounced. Weber, surprised. This is quite good. The combination with eggs, the way it has been seasoned. Von Reinhardt, defensive, but his conviction wavering. It is acceptable. For wartime fare. Nothing more. Harris and the third, grilled on bread with mustard. They try the third preparation. Von Reinhardt actually takes a second bite, without prompting. Von Reinhardt, quietly, almost to himself, reminiscent of Braten with Fleischwurst, the way we eat it at train stations in Bavaria. He seems almost offended by his own admission. Harris, gentlemen, let me tell you about Spam. It was invented in 1937 by Hormel Foods. It's pork shoulder and ham, ground together with salt, water, sugar, and sodium nitrite. Simple ingredients. Nothing mysterious. Nothing offensive. He leans back in his chair. Harris, Siontide. When the war started, Spam became essential. Why? Because it's shelf-stable. Doesn't need refrigeration. Can survive any climate, from the Pacific Islands to the Russian front. A soldier could carry it for months, and it would still be safe to eat. Weber, still chewing, more enthusiastically now. This is why your logistics were superior. We had to transport fresh meat, which spoiled, or dried sausages, which required special storage. Harris, exactly. Eisenhower himself said Spam was one of the key factors in Allied victory. 15 million cans went to Russia alone. British troops got millions more. Pacific Marines practically lived on it. Von Reinhardt, pride struggling with honesty. I still maintain that German cuisine is superior. Harris, no one's arguing that Germany doesn't have a great culinary tradition, General. But this isn't about which country has the best restaurants. This is about feeding armies in the field. And for that, Spam is brilliant. Mitchell approaches with another plate. Mitchell, sir, if I may? I took the liberty of preparing one more variation. He sets down a plate with Spam cut into cubes, pan-fried with onions and potatoes, seasoned with pepper. Mitchell, so indeed, my grandmother's recipe. She's from Iowa. Calls it depression hash. Kept her family fed through hard times. The generals, now less resistant, try this version. Weber actually makes a small sound of appreciation. Weber, grudgingly impressed. The combination with potatoes and onions, it is hearty. Filling. This could feed a family well. Von Reinhardt, setting down his fork, looking at Harris. You have made your point, Colonel. The food is adequate. Better than I expected. But you must understand, for us, food is not merely sustenance. It is culture, tradition, pride. Harris, nodding. I understand that, General. I really do. My grandmother came from Germany, Frankfurt. She taught my mother to make sauerbraten, Kartoffelpuffer, Apfelstrudel. I grew up with that food. I respect that tradition. This revelation surprises both Germans. Von Reinhardt, you have German heritage? Harris, nodding. My grandfather immigrated in 1898, became a citizen, fought for America in the First War against Germany. It broke his heart, but he knew the difference between a people and their government. A heavy silence falls. Harris, CONT'd, softer, when you mock American food, you're not just insulting military rations. You're insulting millions of immigrants who brought their traditions here and mixed them with new ideas. Spam isn't elegant, but it's honest. It's practical. It's democratic. Rich and poor eat the same thing. Weber quietly. In Germany, there's always been a hierarchy. Even in food. Officers eat better than enlisted men. The wealthy eat better than workers. Harris, and look where that got you. The words hang in the air. Von Reinhardt stiffens, then slowly nods. Von Reinhardt, with difficulty. Perhaps we were too rigid. Too convinced of our own superiority. Not just in cuisine, but in everything. This admission costs him. But there's a crack in his aristocratic armor. Harris, General, I'm not asking you to love Spam. I'm just asking you to stop mocking what you don't understand. And to eat. You need your strength. This war may be over, but you still have a life ahead of you. Mitchell approaches Harris, whispers something. Harris nods, stands. Harris, CONT, gentlemen, I have another meeting. But I hope we've reached an understanding. The mess hall serves Spam twice a week. You're welcome to eat it or not, but I won't tolerate disparaging it to the other prisoners or the guards. Understood? Von Reinhardt, standing, almost respectful. Understood, Colonel. And thank you for the lesson in humility. It is one we apparently needed. Harris, we all do, from time to time. Harris turns to leave, then stops. Harris, Suntid. Oh, and generals? The British rations I mentioned? Mostly Spam too. Just prepared differently. He exits, leaving both Germans looking at each other with chagrin. The mess hall is full of German POWs eating lunch. The atmosphere is more relaxed now. Some prisoners even chat with guards. Von Reinhardt and Weber sit at their usual table. On their plates, fried Spam, potatoes, and bread. They eat without complaint, even with something approaching contentment. A younger German officer, may I join you? 30, Von approaches Reinhardt their table nervously. Of course, Muller in German, sit with subtitles. Muller sits, General Mosch, looking at the Spam on Von Reinhardt's plate, with obvious distaste. Muller in German, General, I must ask, how can you eat this American Schweinefleisch? It is an insult to German cuisine. Weber and Von Reinhardt exchange glances. Von Reinhardt actually smiles slightly. Von Reinhardt in German, you know, Muller, I thought the same thing. I was certain it would be terrible. But then I actually tasted it. Really tasted it, without prejudice. Weber in German, it is not schnitzel, no. It is not sauerbraten. but it is honest food, well prepared. And in these times, that is enough. Muller shocked, but General. Von Reinhardt in German, cutting him off gently. Muller, we lost the war. We lost because we were too arrogant, too certain of our superiority in everything. Even something as simple as food became a symbol of our pride. Perhaps it is time to let go of that pride and see clearly. He gestures to the Spam. Von Reinhardt so indeed. In German, this meat, this Spam. It fed the armies that defeated us. It sustained the Russians who crushed us in the East. It nourished the Americans and British who liberated France. There is power in simplicity, Hauptmann. Power we fail to recognize. Weber in German, nodding. And you know what else? Right now, our families in Germany, if they are lucky, they are eating this same food. American aid is keeping our people from starving. Should we mock the hand that feeds us? Should we mock the food that saves our children? Muller looks down at his own untouched plate, shame crossing his face. Muller in German quietly. I had not thought of it that way, General. Von Reinhardt in German, kindly. None of us did. That was our failure. Now eat, Hauptmann. Eat and be grateful. The war is over. We must learn new ways. Muller tentatively tries the Spam. His expression shifts from disgust to surprise. Muller in German, bewildered. It is actually not bad. Weber in German, with dark humor. Try it with the mustard. Almost like leberwurst on bread. The three men eat in companionable silence. Harris sits with Captain James Bradford, 35, the camp's medical officer. Bradford, Colonel, I wanted to update you on the German generals. Von Reinhardt and Weber. Harris, they're cooperating now. Bradford, more than that, sir. They're eating regularly. They've both gained weight. Health has improved significantly, and their attitude has changed. They're actually counseling other prisoners to cooperate, to accept the food. Harris, satisfied, good. That's very good. Bradford, may I ask, sir, what did you say to them? Mitchell told me about the Spam challenge, but there must have been more. Harris, leaning back. I just reminded them that food is more than taste, Captain. It's survival. It's sharing. It's humility. They were so busy looking down on American cuisine that they forgot the point of eating isn't to prove superiority. It's to stay alive. Bradford, well, whatever you said worked. Von Reinhardt actually asked the kitchen staff if they could teach him how to prepare Spam the way they do. Said he wanted to remember it for when he goes home. Harris, surprised, pleased. Did he now? Bradford, yes, sir. Said something about teaching his wife. Mentioned that food might be scarce in Germany for years, and Spam might be all that's available. Wanted to know how to make it palatable. Harris shakes his head with a slight smile. Harris, pride is a funny thing, Captain. Sometimes all it takes to break it down is a can of processed meat and a little honesty. The camp is being emptied. POWs are being processed for return to Germany. Von Reinhardt and Weber stand with their few possessions, waiting in line. Colonel Harris enters, approaches them. Harris, generals, I understand you're being repatriated tomorrow. Von Reinhardt, respectfully, yes, Colonel. To the British zone. We will help with reconstruction efforts. Harris, I wanted to wish you well, and to give you these. He hands each of them a small parcel. They open them. Inside are several cans of Spam. Weber, actually smiling. Colonel Harris. This is unexpected. Harris, consider it a going-away present. And a reminder. Von Reinhardt, serious. A reminder of what, Colonel? Harris, that the best food isn't always the fanciest. That sustenance matters more than status. And that sometimes the things we mock are the things that save us. Von Reinhardt extends his hand. Harris shakes it firmly. Von Reinhardt, you are a good man, Colonel Harris. You treated us with dignity when you could have treated us with contempt. You fed us when you could have let us starve. And you taught us lessons we needed to learn. Weber, also shaking Harris's hand. I was wrong about American food. Wrong about many things. But I will not make the mistake of prejudging again. This war taught me many lessons. You taught me perhaps the most important one, humility. Harris, go home, gentlemen. Help rebuild your country. Feed your people. And when you open those cans of Spam, remember that former enemies can become friends when we choose understanding over pride. Von Reinhardt, nodding solemnly, we will, Colonel. We will. As the two Germans walked toward the processing line, Von Reinhardt turns back once more. Von Reinhardt, CONT'd, Colonel. One more thing. Harris, yes, General. Von Reinhardt, with a slight smile. It is still not as good as bratwurst. Harris laughs genuinely. Harris agreed, General. But it'll do in a pinch. Both men smile, a moment of genuine warmth between former enemies. During World War II, over 150 million pounds of Spam were shipped to Allied forces worldwide. Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev later stated, "Without Spam, we wouldn't have been able to feed our army." After the war, American food aid, including millions of cans of Spam, helped prevent mass starvation in occupied Germany. Many German citizens credited American provisions with saving their lives. Spam became a symbol of American ingenuity and generosity, transforming from military ration to global staple. Today, it's sold in 44 countries and has inspired countless recipes. Sometimes, the most important victories aren't won on battlefields, but at dinner tables, where former enemies learn to break bread together.